What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Heron Heads podcast, powered by 786 Sports. My name is Julio, and I'm joined today by some friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Chris and Jose. Dave is still living La Vida Loca, out and about, painting the Caribbean red. Who knows if he'll even ever return? He may just become an island boy.
David's World.
Yeah, definitely David's World.
Just out pirating the Atlantic. Who knows?
Exactly. So, any Hoosers. Before we begin, a huge shout out to our chief Heron Heads, Chow and Monty V. Thank you for the continued generous support. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, join our Discord server, check out our merch store, a bunch of other stuff. Check the description for all those goodies. And for those of you watching live on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're enjoying the show. I think we're only like 200 and a little bit away from 3,000 subscribers. So if we can make a big push to that, that would be super awesome. So if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button and get us to that goal. Because then maybe David will come back. Maybe David won't come back until we get to 3,000 subscribers. How about that?
That's right.
He would love that.
We just have to yeah.
He probably would.
He'll sabotage. But we're going to talk about today Inter Miami versus Minnesota United, Min-U, as I like to call them. And you like that, Jose? Min-U instead of Man-U.
It's terrible.
That's what I call the Loons.
The Loons that I have seen, they call them the Loons.
Before we start, did any of you know what a loon was before?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I didn't either, so I looked it up. It's a bird.
What is it?
It's a bird.
Did you know segment?
It's a great.
Go ahead, hit the demo, Julio.
There's no did you know.
Oh,
a did you know transition would be really good though.
Yeah,
great idea.
Just you never know.
Do we know what the bird call of the loon is?
Is it a bird? Is it actually a bird?
It is definitely a bird. 100%. It's like
Chris sent
a black bird.
Wonderful AI created image of a loon versus a heron. Did you share that in the Discord, Chris?
I sure didn't. It might make an appearance here if you guys stick around.
Let me see if I can quickly pull up a loon. I feel like a loon has an iconic call. Let's see here.
It's actually
this could either be really good or really bad.
On many an occasion,
oh wow, this is like a full. Oh no, this is not gonna work. All right. Anyways, Miami take on Minnesota United. We're doing anything we can to talk about anything but this match. Inter Miami will take on Minnesota United. It is the potential revenge game for Julian Gressel, which is one of the big talking points of this match. And
they're second in the West.
They are second in the West, although the West record-wise at the top is not as strong as the East. So take everything with a grain of salt. But Minnesota has been playing really well. Their most recent loss was only to Vancouver, which we all know what they're capable of. But other than that, their record has been pretty spotless. I think they also dropped a match to LAFC, but they've played some good ball this year. So it'll be with this Inter Miami team right now. Everything's a little interesting. So we'll see how we go up against them, especially since we're going to Minnesota for this match. We'll see, but there's been a bit of news that has been coming out from training, a sighting perhaps, if any of you guys want to jump into that.
That's right. So finally, after much anticipated, much awaited presence, is Baltasar Rodriguez. He is finally back on the pitch. If you guys remember, he was brought in. It took forever to get his visa and all that stuff squared away. When he finally joined the team, he got hurt. So he's finally back on the pitch. He was at practice today, I believe, is when the reports came out. Or actually, he posted, I think, a story of himself practicing. Was it yesterday or today? I don't know. But yeah, the point is he's out there. Yeah, he's out there practicing with the team. So, Baltasar, we don't know a lot about him. Obviously, if you follow the Argentinian I think it's U20 is where he was at. Maybe you know more about him out there, but from what we've seen, he's very attack minded. He plays sort of that right center mid position, attacking center mid. Um, he from what I read, he has potential to take over Messi's role when we're gonna rest Messi in that sense, more or less. Because he can play that number 10. He does play that right side kind of attacking forward. So it's gonna be interesting to see him make his debut hopefully this weekend. Since he's in practice, I fully expect him to be on the roster in some sense this weekend, and hopefully we see some minutes for him. That'll be fun. This team needs a spark. So if it's a young guy like him, I gladly accept it right now.
And this season, we've seen a lot with the new transfers that they start really hot. So maybe we'll get like an extra impetus from just another hot start from a new signing, because this team, although they had a good showing this past weekend, I will say, even though I wasn't on the show last week or for the reaction, I was able to watch the match, and they looked more potent in attack than they've looked in quite a while. So that was nice to see. And yeah, hopefully Baltasar injects a little bit more energy and also just elevates everyone else to say, hey, there's another guy gunning for my position here. I got to make sure I'm playing at the highest level to maintain my position in the starting 11, because there's a lot of competition for these positions.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Mascherano is going to do with this kid, because we've been seeing Benja a lot on the right side, kind of playing that right wing, right center mid-ish, which is basically what this kid does. But he has that capability of playing the number 10 role. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, no one's taking Messi's position, that's for sure. So we got to fit him in there. And I think the right side could use some help at times, even though we've seen Allende do really well, really flying up the wing and the attack. But I don't know. Maybe this kid could do it. There's I forgot who it was, Angel, I think, on our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, join it. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of there, and a lot of crazy stuff, but whatever. He actually posted the highlights of Baltasar recently, and you saw a lot of nice things as far as like outside the box shots, something that we're really missing lately, especially after the not dismissal, but the void that Rojas left after last season. So something like that will be interesting. But we'll see. I don't know much about him, but hopefully we see a lot.
A little louder.
Is that a loon?
That's a loon right there.
All right.
That's Gressel. Sam, come in.
Really?
I'm
Well, in
gonna
that
score
case-
on you.
There it is.
There's the
Right on
loon
cue,
versus the
baby.
heron.
Yeah, this is rough.
For those of you on audio, we just put up a
The
great
aforementioned
ChatGPT.
AI image of the loon versus the heron.
Yes.
Jose, you seem like you wanted to dive into something. You seem like you're ready with a bunch of stats to unload on us. So hit us with them.
Something fun. I think this is the first time that we played mini U, right? That's what you call it, mini U, in the Messi era.
Sure is.
That's correct.
With that comes high ticket prices. So strap on. $222, cheapest ticket. Enjoy. How about that?
That's surprising.
Yeah, good thing we were strapped on for that.
How about that?
That's
also wanted to
surprising
bring up,
in Minnesota, honestly. That's a lot. For a 4:30 or whatever, it's probably an hour behind 3:30.
Prime time over there, baby.
Mhm.
Put the kids to bed at 4:30. You know what I'm saying?
How'd that work
Start,
for you
man.
last time?
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah. That's about it. That's what I got there. I was gonna look
That's
at some betting stats right now. I was gonna just ask the question. Did you? I don't know if you caught the game, Julio, last game or not. I know that you were out of town. It's a fun game. Something that I thought was interesting that I don't know if we talked about it enough, Chris, because I kind of saw it afterwards a little bit in the highlights. Messi seemed frustrated towards the end. We didn't really go over that, I don't think.
No, we didn't go over it because it kind of came out. I saw it. I saw it like right after, but we didn't really speak about it because it really came out afterwards. Yeah, he looked very frustrated.
Plus 195 betting odds, by the way, for an Inter Miami win, plus 275 for a tie, and plus 120 for a Minnesota win. So I guess we're the underdogs here.
Yeah, and I think
I mean,
that's fair
we're away.
because we've been just very volatile as a team,
Mhm.
right? Like it's been hard to really get a beat on what Inter Miami is going to show up over the last 6 matches, and I think Suarez is a big part of that. I hate always defaulting to the Suarez conversation, but I feel like it is the most pressing topic when it comes to how successful is Inter Miami going to be or not, because you sort of know to some extent what you're going to get with everybody else. And Suarez is just so far below his expected form that if he's able to turn it on, we go right back to being juggernaut level. But if he continues to play the way he's played over the last 2 months, he scored this past match, right? He finally like broke his spell of not scoring in almost 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
If he's getting back on the scoring sheet, then that changes things, I think, drastically, because not only do you have that, Obando can come on and change the pace a little bit. And I thought Obando has been doing a pretty good job of coming in and spelling Suarez at times. But if Suarez is scoring, it changes the dynamic, because then you obviously have Messi who's pressing and forcing a lot of pressure on the defense, but it unlocks so much more for the other players that were having success early on in the season, the Segovias and the Allendes. Like when Suarez is clicking, everything gets easier for everyone else because he then becomes the attraction of a lot of attention.
It opens up the game a lot. It opens up our attack.
Right. So I think it's fair for Inter Miami to be the quote unquote underdog in this match because of that volatility, right? Like, is Suarez now on a good run of form, or was that like a outlier that he happened to score?
I think that was an outlier.
Yeah, and we kind of spoke about it the last episode too. That he scored. The stats were there. Sofa score showed us that he had a quote unquote great match because of the stats, but the eyeball test, he didn't really pass that. He didn't look good. He still looks slow. He still barely, either getting offside or that one time he barely was on. So, it's the same thing that we've been seeing from him all season. But with that said, he saw the back of the net. He saw the ball hit the back of the net, and he got an assist. So maybe it starts something. Maybe we see something.
Do we call it the eyeball test, or I think it's just the eye test?
We just want it to be specific. No misunderstandings here. The eyeball test.
Eyeball.
So I never finished my bet, by the way. So a fun bet that I placed, not financial advisors, betting segment brought to you by, we don't have any sponsors there. Inter Miami is plus 195. I'm going to do a 3-leg parlay. Plus 195 Inter Miami. Will both teams score? I think so. That's minus 175. That's just me. That's what I'm interested in that. And then plus 135 for Messi to score. I think he's just really upset. And if you saw how angry he was after winning, like we literally, it was a pretty good win, right? Like we're pretty good at where should be kind of happy. He was not happy. He was really upset. And
I'm glad.
And $25 will pay out 156. Tail it or don't tail it, but that's fun.
So we are partnered with SofaScore. So there's a affiliate link in the description for SofaScore, and something pretty neat that SofaScore has is they break down the odds as far as the expected win percentage based on the odds, and also comparing it to how often the team wins when they're giving those odds. So Minnesota right now is at plus 125. When the odds are plus 125, the expected chance of winning is 44%, but Minnesota United actually wins only 10% of the time with those odds. And then Inter Miami, it has their odds at plus 200, but given that their expected chance of winning is 33%, but Inter Miami actually wins 39% of the time with those odds. So Inter Miami overperforms when they're underdog at that amount, and Minnesota United underperform a lot when they're favored by that amount. So pretty interesting to see when the teams are in those positions, there's a lot of variables in that, obviously. And like Jose said, we're not financial advisors, so please gamble responsibly and all that. But it is interesting to see, like, historically, how do these teams perform when they're underdogs, when they're favorites, and that specific little piece seems like it favors us as far as the possible outcome for this match. But those are always interesting to look at. Vegas always has a way of knowing one way or another. So yeah, be careful. Don't bet on your team is always a good one. Bet on the opposite team. That way you'll end up happy one way or the other. But let's talk about Minnesota United and some of their players. I really like their goalkeeper, St. Juice, right? St. Clair. St. Clair. I think he's a good young goalkeeper. He's not the best as far as his passing ability, which is something that we talk about a lot on this show. But I think he's a solid shot stopper. He's like a mini Drake when Drake is good. And I think he has the ability to change games. And he actually started the season really hot, if I'm not mistaken. And he has that sort of ability that when he's locked in, it's nothing's going in for the other team. So I really like his game. I think he's a good goalkeeper, and we're going to have to beat him a couple times. Our defense has been pretty leaky of late. So let's just go back into that old assumption of ours that the other team is definitely going to score. So we need to outscore them. And obviously St. Clair is going to be a big reason why we do or do not outscore the opposition.
Yeah, just looking at their stats alone, their attacking stats don't scare me at all. You know, I can't say I've watched every game of theirs because I haven't. I've only watched probably maybe one or two of theirs. But they're at the bottom half of the league for both actually for goals scored and then assists. They're like right at halfway mark. So their attacking isn't anything that great. Our defense, if we have the proper personnel out there, which we've always spoken about, if we have the proper personnel, we should be able to hold them down. Now, their defense is the one that's usually been doing good, which allows them to be in that top part of the Western Conference. So, yeah, I think we have to definitely break through that defense. Like you said, we got to just pepper them. We got to – what I really want to see from these matches, what we saw in the last in this last match last weekend, what I want to see against Minnesota is let's use our wings. We need to use our wings more effectively. That's what caused us to, in my opinion, to lose in the CONCACAF multiple times. We need to use our wings effectively. We can't keep going down the middle. We can't keep penetrating down the middle because the teams are stopping that. They know how to stop that already. So let's see how we could use the wings. These are the games to do it. This is Western Conference matchup. You know, last week it was Red Bulls. They're not very good. This is a time to do it. So I want to see wing play. I want to see whoever's going to be on our right wing, Allende, whoever's going to be on our left wing, hopefully Fafa. I want to see them get action from the start. So yeah, I'm back to my main point. I'm not impressed with their attack, to be honest. You know, now we all know Gressel's there now. We have Gressel has the ability to make some great crossing plays. Is he going to play? Is he going to come in later? We don't know yet. He's still probably acclimating to the team. I know he played in the U.S. Open Cup this week. So who knows? Maybe he's still in the acclimation phase. But yeah, the attack doesn't scare me. I think it's going to be on us this week to get the goals, which we've been struggling, but to get the goals and just blow them out.
And to your point, Chris, real quick, Jose, their defense has been really good. In their last 6 matches, they've only allowed 4 goals. 3 of those came against Vancouver. Right. So they've only been scored against in 2 matches in the last 6.
In the last 5, they've scored only in that game that they scored for 1 goal. Right? They're averaging 1.4 goals per game. I think they're also 1.4 goals per game. Like that's normal. Inter Miami, when we're playing our style, we're blowing these guys out, right? I mean, it is what it is. But I don't know, man. It's at their house. We've been kind of up and down lately. Our away stats are pretty pitiful lately. That's another thing as well. We have to improve our away. Our away play style. I don't know what it is. We just get very tired or something. I don't know if it's a mental thing. We just like playing it in Fort Lauderdale. I don't get it. But Yeah, we need to go in there and kick some butt, man. This team is not something that we would fear on a general basis. They have a midfielder. His name's Joaquin Pereira. He seems to be a very solid piece for them. Gotta see how that translates, because I actually do like our midfield. If we have Bright out there, that guy's not gonna do much. Is what it is.
This is a good point that Cali Rex brings up, because I actually did notice it the last game I saw from him. He said Minnesota throw-ins are treated like set pieces with how far they throw. That's one of their favorite tactics. I saw that in I don't know if it was the last match or the one before that. Their throw-ins were insane. They were coming all the way to like the middle of the box from a good yardage out. So it was impressive to see, and it's a good point. Thanks, Cali Rex, for that. It just reminded me. And we all know set pieces, in this case, it could be used as one, is one of our weaknesses. So let's see how we handle those if Mascherano has something up his sleeve to counter those long throw-ins.
Don't hold your breath. So I think those are all great points, but do you guys think we actually win? What do you have for score predictions here? We have no Dave Stradamus today, so let's fill in his place. And what are you guys thinking as far as score goes?
I'm gonna go.
My bet says that they both have to score, so I'm thinking it'll be like 2-1, because they do have a good defense. All of their games are very low scoring, so that's to be expected. I don't think they're gonna score much on us either. So it's 2-1 seems fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking we do win. I'm not overly confident at all. They're a good opponent, definitely not someone to be swept under the rug. Their defense is very good, but like I was saying, their attack doesn't impress me at all. Funny enough, I said all his attack stats, but their XGs is actually like top 5 in the league. So they're getting the chances, they're just not scoring. Why that's happening, who knows? You have to in depth watch these games, but it's an interesting stat to counteract. I do think we win, though, not in a crazy fashion, but I have a lot of faith in our defense. I think our defense, as much crap as people want to give our defense, I think they've been really holding down this team all season for the most part. We're having trouble scoring at the end of the day. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I'm going to go with a 1-0 clean sheet. Inter Miami wins.
After I give my prediction, I want to come back to that defensive conversation. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're going to get out of there with a draw, which I think wouldn't be a bad point to take away from this match in particular, away at a team that's pretty high up in the standings that has played well this season. But I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Their defense is good. Their offense is not that good, but our defense has not been that good. and our offense has been better, but also not that great. So I think Inter Miami's form is on the up as far as the attack goes. They put 4 past the Red Bulls. Not a great team by any stretch, but I think that gets them going a little bit. Sometimes you need to see the ball hit the back of the net.
But Julio, we are also. Did you already do a prediction? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2-2. I think it's gonna be a draw.
Damn, that would be great odds if I were to put that in there.
2-2 specifically, or tie?
No, just tie. That's plus 275. That would be incredible.
That would also be a fun game. Betting aside, that would be a fun game. But
yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, Julio, the only thing I do disagree with there is that we saw him hit the back of net a lot, and with was it LAFC?
That was so long ago.
It is. I don't think it was that long ago. It was
so long ago.
Like 4 or 5 games ago.
Let me tell you when the LAFC game was.
Like 4 weeks ago. It's been like a month.
April 9, almost 1 full month from today.
But like, how many games ago was it? Like
so many games.
But my point is, we've been up and down. Like I thought at that point,
6 games ago.
Julio, but at that point, we were already in a slump. So we thought, hey, we're out. Yay! And then what happened? What happened after? Okay, keep looking at the scores. What happened after that?
Oh, I see. So you're saying you're back on the idea that it's a blip.
It might be a blip. It might, because that's the thing. Like, and that's why I think there is something to look at with Messi and how his frustration was in that game, because he's like, okay, yeah, great, we won, but like the offense still wasn't flowing.
But don't you think
it really
at
wasn't?
Some point...
it was spurts in the game. It was spurts. It wasn't there's times when we saw the Segovia link with Messi, just bang, just boom, 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 boom. It was beautiful, but most of the game was not like that.
But don't you think at some point, and I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to happen this Saturday, but don't you think
Right.
at some point
It has to.
that's going to spark a reaction from any of these other players? It has to.
It has
So
It has to. It has to.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know if it's going to be in an away game though, because
right. And I'm not saying
so much. I don't know
and
why.
I'm not saying they're going to score 7 goals, right? Like
Mhm.
I think they are going to find something that's going to work, and it needs to be a combination of Messi being frustrated, visibly frustrated, probably letting these guys hear it, and Mascherano's got to do something eventually. So, you know, maybe they just start turning the corner. I'm not saying that all of a sudden it's going to look like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Barcelona, Inter Milan, 3-3.
Amazing.
What a game, huh?
What a game.
Amazing.
Another Inter team in the world doing good things. But listen, I think there has to be a reaction at some point, and I'm hoping that it's this weekend that it begins to come back around. But anyways, going back to what Chris was saying about the defense, who do you think starts in defense? Because I didn't get a chance to talk about it after last match, but the starting lineup was interesting. No, didn't he deploy like a weird duo? So who do you think is going to start this weekend?
He deployed Allen and Lujan at the center backs position. So, and then Cello at right back, and obviously Alba left back. I hated it. I don't want to see Lujan out there anymore. I don't know why Mascherano. I mean, I know why. He has history with him in the youth team, but I don't want him out there anymore. I thought he had a horrible game. He gets blown out constantly. I need to see Noah Allen and Falcon. Maybe this isn't that big of a game or an important game to put out your starting duo out there, but man, I need to see them out there. They're the ones who hold that back line together. And if you put Bright and Ustadi up next to them, then it's a no-brainer. They're gonna. That's why I'm predicting a clean sheet, because I'm hoping that's the lineup that I see. Now,
I agree with you.
Yeah. Now, if we don't see that, then yeah, we're not gonna get a clean sheet. If we see Lujan out there, it's not gonna happen.
The guy, I don't know what he does. He's like a little bull rider. He goes, everything. I don't get it.
Yeah, if we see
Martinez, I don't understand. That guy is clearly terrible.
If we see Martinez out at right back again, we're not gonna get a clean sheet. So if we see Redondo and Busi together again, we're not gonna get a clean sheet. We need Bright out there. We need Noah Allen. We need Falcon. We need Ustadi. That's the core there in the center that needs to take care of business. So that's what I'm predicting, and that's why I'm getting the clean sheet, hopefully.
So I completely agree with you. I think it should be Allen and Falcon. I think that is our best duo, and I think this is the match for him to deploy, because over the course of the next 21 days, starting on Saturday, Inter Miami have 6 matches in 21 days. So it's going to be a very congested schedule. All MLS fixtures, if I'm not mistaken, leading into the Club World Cup, which starts in mid-June.
Correct.
But between Saturday and May 31st, we have 6 matches. We go from Minnesota to San Jose, and then we come back home for the Florida Derby against Orlando City, which should be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to Philadelphia, host Montreal, and host Columbus. So there's a lot of space between the quote-unquote bigger matches for Inter Miami that I think we can focus on. I think Minnesota is one of them. I think Orlando is the other one. And then you have Columbus as the bookend. Philadelphia, it's going to be a tough game to play, but we'll obviously, I expect a pretty strong lineup for that match. But I would highlight definitely this first one as let's get this set of matches started off on the right foot and put your strongest 11 out there. We've had 7 days by the time the match comes around to rest, recuperate. Hopefully Baltasar gets a chance to feature in this match in some capacity. I don't think he starts necessarily, but I think we start integrating him and rotating him as a substitute, because you just got to. You just got to. I really hope he doesn't get the Obando treatment where he's just, for whatever reason, wasting away on the bench. Like, there has to be a point where we say, we brought these guys in here for a reason. Get out there and show us the reason.
He won't get that treatment. He has history of Mascherano too. He won't get that treatment.
I guess that's the big difference in this case.
That's the biggest difference there. He has history in the youth team, so he won't do it. We don't know though anymore, right?
We don't know.
We just have no idea.
Mascherano tinkering all over the place, even when he doesn't have to, like with the Lujan and Allen experiment. No reason.
She says Gressel's practicing his goal celebration right now. Sue.
Imagine
that. Oh my god.
Gressel, Jose, honestly, just sprinkling a little on Gressel anytime goal. I think he plays.
I would. Is there a way to give him an assist in there? I haven't.
Gressel played 68 minutes yesterday. Yesterday in the U.S. Open Cup match. I think he plays for sure on Saturday.
I'll definitely say he gets an assist. He's not much of a goal scorer, or he wasn't for us at least.
Yeah, but he's gonna be like, "Oh, watch what I could have done."
I'll give him an assist, though. I'll give him an assist.
This is the one he all right. So Gressel, let me see a Gressel player anytime goal from Gressel.
It's got to be like plus 475,
plus 600.
Oof.
What a dangerous goal.
Sprinkle $2 on
it. All right, and a Gressel assist is it's already down there.
That means it's higher.
So already,
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
I must have missed it.
We should have queued this up.
Yep. I don't even think it's here.
All right. Well, I think he plays. I would not be surprised in the least if he does something as far as getting a goal contribution, whether it's a goal or an assist, because that's just how these things tend to go for whatever reason. We saw it last year with Lewis Morgan absolutely torching Inter Miami for 4 goals. We'll see how Gressel features in the match on Saturday, but it should be fun. I hate that it's 4:30 p.m. kickoff. It is like dagger to my heart. On the bright side, it's not on a Florida Panther game day. I
guess.
But that hasn't been that enjoyable either. So, but 4:30. Yeah, 4:30 kickoff. We'll be live Saturday evening to break down the action. I actually have plans Saturday night, so
looks like Julio will be out again.
But David's supposed to be back.
By the way, it's very interesting for the Minnesota fan base. They're gonna watch at 4:30, right? They're gonna watch at 4:30 Inter Miami.
Oh, they have basketball. And
they have the Warriors game, the game 3 versus the Warriors at 8:30. What a day!
That's a good day.
What a day!
That's a fun day.
My God,
I wonder how many of those fans cross over from soccer to basketball.
They can't. It's
in a city. Let me tell you,
it's in Golden State. It's not gonna happen.
It's
San Francisco. Yeah.
I'm just saying fans in general.
Probably a good amount, like in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I guess.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah.
Jose, would you like to talk about the fans in Minnesota?
I don't. They seem very nice. Honestly,
we're not in a position.
At them on Twitter, and I'm like, they're very nice people.
We're not in a. Yeah, they're almost Canadian.
They're so nice. I don't know why get hate? Why have animosity there?
Let's spread joy.
And I'm actually a huge fan of their basketball team. Huge fan. It's a joy to watch.
David wants to know if we miss him. Not in the least bit, buddy.
Who's that? First time caller.
Long time watcher, first time commenter.
He loves watching, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Guate knows what you're saying.
Exactly.
All right, guys. So anything else you guys want to touch on before we call it for tonight?
I think we're good.
Did you guys
wants to?
Did you guys want to talk about the game that you saw of Barcelona and PSG?
I mean, we certainly can't listen.
Inter Milan, right?
The European matches. Yeah, against Inter Milan. The European matches for the Champions League, the finals now set. Barcelona versus Inter, or not? I'm sorry, PSG versus Inter Milan.
Versus Inter, yeah.
That Barcelona match was something else, man.
Yeah, the Arsenal and PSG is nothing to talk about there. It was just blow up from the beginning. But yeah, man, Barcelona and Inter.
The
That
way
was
they
insane.
just go back and forth. I told you that Barcelona was dead in the water after Inter Milan go up 2-0. All of a sudden, Barcelona go up all the way back, go up 3-2, and then Inter Milan, Inter Milan,
Milano cookies.
Milan. In stoppage time, they find the tie and go into extra time and take it.
Man, the first leg, I said they're cooked, Barcelona, when they were down 2-0. They're cooked. And they came back and tied it 3-3. The last leg, we started saying the same thing, and I told you, well, that happened the last time. We said the same thing, and they came back, and you're like, no, they're away this time. It's not going to happen. They're cooked. And sure thing, they came back. It was a crazy match, man.
I will say, from a neutral's perspective, I am very happy that it's going to be a different winner than like the usual.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be PSG or Inter Milan. It's been a while since either of those teams got to that point even, so it's going to be interesting to see. I like Inter Milan personally to take it. I think they're a better and more complete team, but PSG is young and hungry. It seems like they feel like they're ready, and they took down some big players. They took down Liverpool on their way, Arsenal. Arsenal are always frauds, and the Europa, all the finals are kind of interesting. So the Europa League final is going to be Manchester United versus Tottenham, and then I don't know who the opponent is in the Europa Conference League, but it's Chelsea versus I don't know who. So it's an interesting set of finals coming up.
PSG has a chance to win 4 trophies, if I'm not mistaken. If I read correctly, they're in multiple
Farmers League.
Farmers League, right? Yeah.
Who's going to compete with them? Monaco. Okay.
Regardless, 4 trophies, man. That's impressive. We can't even win one
cool.
over here.
Well, we've won at least one the last 2 seasons. So,
if you put it that way, it's not too bad.
I think that's more than Arsenal has had in the last 20 years.
Arsenal haven't won a trophy in forever. It's beautiful.
Long time.
Wow.
I again, neutral. I don't care about any of these teams, but I kind of wanted Arsenal to go in.
Nah.
I know you don't want it, but I kind of wanted them in there.
Nah.
I don't know. PSG, just me. I don't care for PSG at all.
The idea of a team that I don't care for being a serial choker, cinema.
Well, they had the FA Community Shield in 2023.
Okay.
I'm just saying, they did do that,
Is that the equivalent to a supporter shield, would you say?
No, not at all. The equivalent to the supporter shield is literally winning the league.
It's winning the league, yeah. Just trying to find some sort of
incredible achievement.
The last time they won the league was 2003-2004 season.
Imagine.
It's rough.
I hadn't even
in the last 20 years, Inter Miami has won more than they have.
Correct.
It's a big stack.
That's right. How about that? Oh, man. All right. Well, on that note, Jose wants us to talk about the Barcelona game, but I don't know what else to tell you.
That's it. That's good.
Inter Miami's gonna submit a transfer for Lamine Yamal. Why not?
Anyone on that team will be happy.
That's what all the gam we've been accumulating has been for.
That's right. that is where we get all of our talent from.
It's true. That is the feeder league.
The little feeder program.
That's right. So Saturday, Menu against Inter Miami, the Loons against the Herons, and we'll be live in the evening to break down all the action that happens. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating an Inter Miami victory. But thank you to everyone for tuning into the Heron Heads podcast.
Wait. What? One more sound of a loon?
No, definitely not enough notice for that. But anyways, Heron Heads podcast, powered by 786 Sports. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will catch you guys on Saturday.